Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. I want to talk about Legends and Lattes. I don't do a lot of dedicated reviews, like one book reviews on this channel. Sometimes I do a reading vlog, and that's kind of the closest thing to a dedicated review that I will do. But I literally today just finished this beautiful book, which I need a physical copy of because it's fantastic. And I'm in love. And I know that Book Talk has talked about this a lot, but I want to jump into this ring and tell you guys how wonderful and why I think that you should read Legends and Lattes. Before I jump into that, I just want to say if you enjoy bookish videos, please give this video a like and maybe subscribe if you feel so inclined. Otherwise, let's just go into the little mini review that I have for you. So if you haven't already seen Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree, but it has been all over Book Talk. And, you know, I don't do a lot of the Book Talk. I do a little of the Book Talk, like it comes across my TikTok feed, but most of TikTok for me is just like mindless scrolling and somewhat doom scrolling. It's not very niche. And so I'm not heavily invested in Book Talk, I guess is my point. And I found this through Tor. I'm on their publicity list. I do get a list of books like every couple months that are coming out and that I can choose from to potentially get either a finished copy or review or whatever. And this was on there, and I was like, what is this book? Because its subtitle is A Novel of High Fantasy and Low Stakes. And I'm like, what the heck does that even mean? Right? So I get this book. I decided to pick it up because I saw a few people recently actually reading it. I did reach out to the Tor and I was like, I'm curious about this book. And they were like, cool. And we'll see what happens with that. But originally, this was a self-published book. And now Tor has picked it up because of the momentum of TikTok, of Book Talk. So Tor is coming out with this in November. And I was intrigued. And then I started reading and I realized that this is something that I didn't know existed as a potential genre, and that is cozy fantasy. Like we have cozy mysteries, we have cozy little romances, we have like all these things, but where's the cozy fantasy? And I think that I found it and I need more of it. So the book starts out with Viv, and we meet Viv and her band of like warriors, and they are on one final mission, and it is to kill this beast and get this like magic stone that has like magic powers to essentially give you like wealth and everything you've ever desired. And she gets that, and then she like leaves the orc warrior life behind, and she goes to this town and she buys this like rundown old stables or something like that, and livestock, kind of like a barn thing, and turns it into, with the help of Cal, this like friendly builder guy, this coffee shop. When coffee is not something that anybody in really knows about, it's dwarfish thing that nobody really does, and everyone's sort of suspicious of it in this little town. But she sets up this coffee shop, and this succubus comes into the picture because she replies to a wanted ad once the shop is up and running, and Viv needs help, and her name is Tandri. And so Tandri and Viv, along with this ratkin, who is the cutest thing ever. I'm going to put some fan art up with the artist's name linked, and so you guys can see it because so cute. But there's this little ratkin who becomes like their baker, and they start making like little pastries and special coffees, and it's just like a little like fantasy slice of life in this little town where Viv is introducing everybody to coffees and a cafe life and building a little community in there. And then there's a bard that comes, and of course there's some tension, and there's like a bad guy, and there's some stuff that happens to like make it a little bit more of a fantasy, and so that so it's not just this like boring slice of life. It's also sort of a slow burn romance between Viv and Tandri. There is this amazing dire cat who is like this sooty, scruffy loner cat that has attached itself to the cafe and will like attack anybody that hurts the cafe. And this book is just, it it is just is a warm cup of coffee. It is so fun and just comforting and like a breath of fresh air in like the fantasy space. You know, it's not all like just guts and gore and dying. It's community and friendship and like all the good parts. Like every how many fantasies center around the tavern and as like the local meeting spot and like where everybody goes. And this has that, but it's the coffee shop. And it's just the most heartwarming and wonderful book ever. And clearly I did not plan out this review. I just wanted to come on here and gush about why you all should be reading this because it is lovely. It is not very long. It is heartwarming and it will just make you happy. And like sometimes that's all we need is just a little something to make us happy. There's like no real magic. There kind of is with these stones and things, but in general, it's mostly just if you took like a cozy little slice of life book about a community centered around a coffee shop and you put it into a fantasy world with like fantasy elements, this is what you get. And it's just, oh, it's just a warm hug. It made me so happy and I want more books like this. So if anybody knows of any books that sound to you like they would be similar to this, please let me know. Clearly this was a 5-star read. I'm sure this will make it to my notable reads, and if it doesn't, it's only because it's getting its own standalone video for July. And I just loved it, and I think that everybody needs to give this a read somehow. The audiobook is actually available because, like I said, it is self-published originally. So there is an audiobook already out there if you want to get your hands on it and just listen along. The author is the narrator. Grab a copy physically, or you can always just get the audiobook. But it was so stinking good. Like, it is the genre you didn't know you needed. It is the book you didn't know you would fall in love with this year, and it is... I will give it to Book Talk. You guys got it right on this one. This one you got right. There are so many are a little tired or you didn't get right at all, but this one you win, Book Talk. You win this round. I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of rambly review of a book that I just absolutely loved that I just finished. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video, whatever it may be, because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. Bye.
So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go come closer next to me, trying to find another way to say that